lesson we'll be focusing on gradient. So now gradient is just basically how slanted a line is. So it's a numerical value for how slant a line is. So generally, once you look at a road and you see it slanted, it has a gradient. Now, for example, in this, for you to find the gradient, there is a simple formula which is written right here. M is the shortening for a gradient. Even though gradient starts with G and there's no M in it, the symbol for gradient is usually M. So M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And sometimes you'll see persons saying rise over run. So now when you look at this diagram, we are going to try to find the gradient of line AB. So for you to find the gradient of a line, you'll use this formula. So the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you can label either of your points x2 and x point 2 or point 1. So I'll label this as 1 and label the b as 2. So it means that the x values at y at a and the y value at a, those will be seen as x and y1. The one that is labeled 2, the values there will be seen as y2 and x2. So now let's take it. So your x value for b is 3. So you'll just put it in. So 3 minus. You can same time put in your x value, so your y value. So your y value is 0 and your x value is 3. So you just deal with each point single-handedly. Then you come to A. The x value for A is 1 and the y value for A is 3. So you know that 3 minus 1. So you already know that y1 is 3, x1 is 1. When you get it written out like this, you'll just do your normal mathematical calculations. So 0 minus 3, mathematically that gives you negative 3. And 3 minus 1, mathematically that gives you 2. And that is the gradient of it. Now, I think that you must note also, sometimes you'll be given equations of lines to say that something y equal mx plus c. So it represents your y value. M will be your gradient. X is your x value plus c. C is the constant, a thing that never changes. So sometimes if you're given it in this form, you just simply need to find the value attached to your x in order for you to find the gradient. And for you to get an example or an understanding of that, let's look at this example. So it says, what is the gradient of the straight line 2x plus 3, 2y plus 3x equal negative 8? So first thing, you must try to get it in this form for it to be seen as the equation of a straight line. So now we are going to try to get the y by itself. So the fact that 3x is being added, you'll subtract it. So it's 2y equal negative 8 minus 3x. Now you're trying to get y by itself, so you have to divide by 2. So that gives you y is equal to negative 8 over 2 minus 3x over 2. Now it seems similar to this, but you can rearrange it in order for you to get a better understanding. So y is equal to, you can put this at the front, so that's negative 3x over 2 minus, you can simplify that or keep it as it is. So negative 8 divided by 2, that's negative 4. Or if you want to keep it as it is, it doesn't change the result. So now you see y is equal to negative 3x over 2 minus 4. So it seems similar to this. So those, if you are good at multiplication, you know that having negative 3 over 2 multiplied by x is the same thing as 3x, negative 3x over 2. They're the same thing. So minus 4. So now it's in the perfect form as y is equal to mx plus c. So looking at this, it says what is the gradient of the line? The fact that m is the gradient, it means that whatsoever variable is attached to the x is the gradient. So in this case as well, here the gradient was negative 3 over 2, and here as well it ended up being negative 3 over 2. So that's the general principle of finding gradient. Sometimes you'll not be given it in this form, or you won't be given a diagram like this. You may be given a worded question that just simply says A 3, 4 and B 2, 1, and then you will have to just find the gradient of it by just putting it in this form and then calculate it out in order for you to get the gradient of it. So as long as you are able to remember this formula, or to remember the equation of a line form, you'll be able to calculate or identify the gradient in a question. So thanks for watching, and I hope this video was helpful in allowing you to understand more about gradient. So tune in again with Mr. Brown as I explain other mathematical concepts.